But it was still a conversation that was so necessary and so good, and I think it was healing for a lot of people that watched
I
it. I
agree.
know you get a lot of feedback on that.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you want people's biggest takeaway to be from your experience on Love Is Blind?
I mean, I'm a regular guy. I tried out an experiment. Did I do it the way that people probably wanted me to do it? No. But in terms of what you read, in terms of the guideline of what the show is, I did exactly that. I just made a decision at the end. I think a lot of the negativity is the fact that I was one of two couples to actually go to the altar, and there's 5 other couples. So for me making that decision, all the magnitude of that decision was really on me. So like when people call me a villain, I'll be like, what did I really do to be a villain? Who did I disrespect? Who did I spit on? Who did I all I did was make a decision, say I'm not ready for marriage. And for that to be looked at as a villain, I think that's more telling to society than to me, honestly.
What does that say about society?
I just feel like they frugal, like in terms of decisions being that need to be made. People need to actually hear things. I think it's a very microwavable society. So like people will see clips and they'll see a black woman getting hurt and they'll be like, oh, I don't like this guy. But like you don't get to see the context of like why someone make a decision. Why would you want to be married to somebody who's not 100% with you? Like we got to stop trying to just do stuff to check stuff off the checkboard, and we actually got to be more so like, hey, is this something that if we're gonna have a fruitful relationships, because divorce breaks up households, and we're not trying to be in that type of situation.
So you said if she wasn't for you 100%, if it wasn't like 100% yes, it was a no. Like so, if it's a 90% yes, it's a no.
I think if it was 90%. So that was the biggest thing that I was like when I was having my conversations, I was like, damn, me and AD relationship is actually good. So I could see myself marrying her. That's probably my biggest issue, is the fact that the relationship was going well. I didn't want to end it. So I probably should have, this is where I'm going to take ownership. I probably should have just like looked back and like, man, Clay, you really not ready for marriage. I should have had those tough conversations with me. But we were having a good time. Like we were enjoying each other. We actually had a conversation that we were going to end it. We did, and I feel as though AD wanted to go to the altar as well, where I expressed, hey, I want to go to therapy with you so we could go about this the correct way.
Right.
She wanted to go to the altar, and I decided to go to the altar as well. So, that stuff doesn't get talked about. A lot of stuff wasn't seen, and I understand why people have a negative, conversation with me, but I don't think people who ever had a conversation with me one-on-one that actually talked to me without the cameras being there having the same feelings after they have that conversation with me, because there was a lot of stuff that wasn't shown,
No, I agree. I think like you said, previous seasons, you had to go to the altar to make that decision. Y'all season, only 2 of y'all made it. The other person said yes, so you, of course, look like the bad guy of the season. And they always need somebody to be that person. It should have been that white guy that was retarded.
Who,
Anyway.
Jimmy or
The one that
Jeremy?
was like, the whole America's going to be clapping for me.
Oh, that's
right now.
Matt. That's
I was
Matt.
like,
Yeah.